There's something about tragic characters that just hit different than the more fortunate ones. You know the type. Characters who start with everything, with promise, with a clear moral compass, and then watch it all crumble. Cinema is full of these fallen heroes, but nobody does it quite like the Godfather trilogy. I mean, we've got characters who are tragic from the start. There's Sonny Corleone, the hot-headed eldest son who could never control his temper. One minute he's running the family, the next he's getting gunned down at a toll booth because he couldn't think 2 steps ahead. Then there's Fredo, the weak middle brother who everyone underestimated. He betrayed his family out of jealousy and insecurity, and he paid for it with his life. Both of these characters got definitive endings. Violent, yes, but clear. They died and their stories ended. There's one character, though, that didn't get that kind of mercy. A character that didn't ask to be dragged into this world of violence and betrayal. A character that didn't ask to sacrifice his soul for the sake of family loyalty. A character that didn't ask to lose everything he ever loved in the pursuit of protecting what he had. This character is none other than Michael Corleone. This is the story of Michael Corleone and the legacy of crime. So who is this clean-cut guy at the beginning of The Godfather, and how does he end up becoming the most powerful crime boss in America? Well, for those questions, we have to go back to the opening of the first film. It's 1945, and we're at Connie Corleone's wedding. The whole family is there, but there's one son who stands apart from the rest. Michael Corleone sits at a table with his girlfriend Kay Adams, and she's asking him about his family business. Michael explains how his father helped this famous singer, how the family operates, and Kay looks horrified. Then Michael says one of the most important lines in the entire trilogy. "That's my family, Kay. That's not me." But Michael, I'm gonna tell you something gently, okay? You're dead wrong about that. You see, Michael is the golden boy. He's a decorated Marine who just came back from World War II. He's a war hero. He went to college. He's dating a nice girl from New England who teaches school. He's the son that Vito Corleone doesn't want in the business. The legitimate one. The one who's going to be Senator Corleone someday. Maybe Governor Corleone. While his brothers are enforcers and killers, Michael kept his hands clean. He's the American dream. The proof that the Corleone family can produce something good. All caught up? Good. Let's get back to how this all falls apart. So after the wedding, things move fast. Vito refuses to get into the drug business with a guy named Sollozzo. This pisses off Sollozzo and the Tattaglia family, so they try to kill Vito. They gun him down in the street, 5 bullets, and everyone thinks he's dead. Michael finds out while he's reading the newspaper. He goes to the hospital to visit his father and realizes something. The guards are gone. Nobody's protecting Vito. The hitmen are coming back to finish the job. This is the moment. Michael, the college boy, the war hero who said he's not part of this world, he saves his father's life. He stands outside the hospital, pretending to be armed, scaring off the assassins. His hands are shaking. He's terrified, but he does it. Then a corrupt police captain shows up and punches Michael in the face, breaking his jaw. You can see it in Michael's eyes. Something changes. The family is vulnerable. His father almost died. Someone has to do something. The family meets to figure out their next move. Sollozzo wants a meeting with Michael because he thinks Michael is neutral, not part of the business. The family agrees it's a trap, but they don't know what to do. Then Michael speaks up. He volunteers to kill Sollozzo and the corrupt police captain. Everyone looks at him like he's crazy. Sonny laughs at him. But Michael is dead serious. He explains the plan. They'll plant a gun in the restaurant bathroom. He'll go to the meeting, excuse himself, get the gun, come back and shoot them both. His family is shocked. This is the college boy talking about murder like it's a business transaction. This moment foreshadows everything that's coming. The quiet one, the smart one, the good one, he's the most dangerous one. Because Michael doesn't do anything halfway. When he commits fully. So they set up the meeting at a small Italian restaurant. Michael goes with Sollozzo and Captain McCluskey. They eat, they talk, and you can see Michael is nervous. His hands won't stop moving. Sollozzo is speaking Italian, and Michael barely understands. He excuses himself to the bathroom, finds the gun taped behind the toilet, comes back to the table. Sollozzo is still talking. McCluskey is eating. Michael pulls out the gun, shoots Sollozzo in the head. McCluskey is shocked, reaches for him. Michael shoots him in the throat, then in the forehead. The restaurant goes silent. Michael drops the gun and walks out. Just like that, the war hero, the college boy, the legitimate son, he's a murderer. The family sends him to Sicily to hide until things cool down. And that's how Michael Corleone's transformation begins. But it's really unfortunate just how much darkness and loss this path is going to bring him. We now arrive at the Sicily portion of the film, and honestly, it's beautiful. Michael is in hiding in this small Sicilian village. He's got bodyguards, but he's free. He walks through the countryside, meets the locals, and for a moment it seems like maybe he can have a different life. That's when he sees her, Apollonia, this gorgeous local girl, and Michael falls hard. He courts her the traditional way, asks her father for permission, and they get married. For a brief time, Michael is happy. You can see it on his face. He's teaching Apollonia to drive. They're laughing together. He's smiling in a way we never see him smile again. This is the life he could have had. Peace, love, simplicity. But this is a Godfather movie, so you know it's not gonna last. Long story short, there's a traitor in Michael's camp. One of his bodyguards has been bought off by the other families. They plant a bomb in Michael's car. Apollonia decides she wants to surprise Michael by driving the car herself. Michael sees what's happening and starts running, screaming for her to stop. She turns the key. The car explodes. Apollonia is killed instantly. Michael just stands there, frozen, as the flames consume everything. His face in this moment is haunting. Something inside him dies with her. The warmth, the hope, the possibility of being anything other than what his family needs him to be, it all burns up in that explosion. When Michael returns to America, he's a different person. The eyes are colder. The smile is gone. He's hollow. Michael comes back and reunites with Kay. She waited for him, still loves him, still believes in the man she met at that wedding. They get married. But Michael is already gone, already transformed into something else. Vito is older now, tired, and he's ready to step down. He wanted Michael out of the business, but there's nobody else left. Sonny is dead, Fredo is weak. It has to be Michael. So Michael takes over as Don. Vito gives him advice, warns him about traitors, about Barzini, about the families that will try to kill him. Then Vito dies, playing with his grandson in the garden. Peaceful, happy. Meanwhile, Michael is planning the biggest power move in mafia history. This leads us to one of the most iconic sequences in all of cinema. Michael becomes godfather to Connie's baby. He stands in the church, renouncing Satan, promising to be a good Catholic. The priest asks him, "Do you renounce Satan?" And Michael says, "Yes." "Do you renounce evil?" "Yes." "Do you renounce all his works?" "Yes." And while Michael is saying all this, we see his men executing every rival family head in New York. Mo Green shot in the eye. Barzini gunned down on courthouse steps. Tattaglia killed with a woman. Strachey shot in an elevator. The heads of all 5 families wiped out in coordinated hits. Michael is standing in church, lying to God, while becoming the most powerful crime boss in the city. The cross-cutting between the baptism and the murders is insane. It shows exactly who Michael has become. A man who can stand in a church, hold a baby, and orchestrate mass murder at the same time. No hesitation, no guilt, just cold calculation. After the baptism, Michael calls a meeting with the family. Carlo, Connie's husband, is there. Michael knows Carlo helped set up Sonny's murder. He gets Carlo to confess, promises him safety, then has him strangled to death in a car. Connie is hysterical, screaming at Michael. Kay hears everything. She comes to Michael and asks him directly, "Is it true? Did you kill Carlo?" This is the first time Kay directly asks Michael about the violence. She's giving him a chance to be honest with her, to let her into his world. Michael looks at her and says no. He lies right to her face. Kay believes him, or wants to believe him. But then she sees the men come into Michael's office, kissing his ring, calling him Don Corleone. The door closes on her. Literally. The final shot of the first film is the door closing with Kay on the outside, shut out from Michael's world. Their marriage is built on lies from this moment on. She'll never really know him. He'll never really let her in. And that distance is going to destroy them both. Let's now skip to The Godfather Part 2, which takes place in the 1950s. Michael has moved the family to Nevada. He's trying to expand, trying to go legitimate, buying casinos and hotels. But the violence follows him. Someone tries to kill him in his own bedroom. Bullets spray through the windows while he's in bed with Kay. His son is sleeping in the next room. Michael realizes the hit came from inside the family. Someone close to him betrayed him. He doesn't know who yet, but he knows it's someone he trusts. This paranoia starts eating at him. He can't trust anyone, not even his own brothers. Meanwhile, the Senate is holding hearings on organized crime. They want Michael to testify. They want to expose the Corleone family business. One of Michael's old partners, Frank Pentangeli, is supposed to testify against him. It looks bad. Michael's lawyer, Tom Hagen, is worried they might actually go down this time. But Michael always has a plan. He brings Pentangeli's brother from Sicily to the courtroom. Pentangeli sees his brother, understands the message, and refuses to testify. Michael walks free, but the whole thing is ugly. The family name is dragged through mud. Michael's children see their father accused of being a criminal on television. Kay sees it all. And Michael just keeps lying, keeps pretending he's a legitimate businessman. Then we get to the most heartbreaking betrayal in the trilogy. Michael confronts his brother Fredo at a New Year's party in Havana. He kisses Fredo and says, "I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart." Fredo breaks down, admits he was part of the hit on Michael. He didn't know they were going to kill Michael, he says. He just wanted respect, wanted to be taken seriously. He was jealous. Michael is cold. He tells Fredo he's dead to him. He's nothing. While this is happening, there's a revolution in Cuba. Michael realizes he bet on the wrong side, that the dictator is going to fall, that his whole plan for Cuban casinos is finished. Everything is collapsing, his brother betrayed him, his business is falling apart, and it's about to get worse. Michael returns home, and things with Kay are terrible. She's drinking, she's distant, she wants to leave. Michael won't let her. Then, Kay drops the bomb. She tells Michael she had an abortion. She was pregnant with his son, and she killed it. She didn't want to bring another Corleone into the world. She says it wasn't a miscarriage like she told him. It was an abortion. She murdered his son because she didn't want the child to become like Michael. Michael loses it. He slaps her, throws her out of the house, and takes the children from her. This is Michael at his most controlling, most cruel. He can't accept that Kay has agency, that she chose to reject him and everything he represents. So he punishes her by taking away the thing she loves most, their children. It's the ultimate power move, and it shows just how far Michael has fallen. He's become a tyrant, even in his own home. But the worst is yet to come. Michael knows he has to deal with Fredo. But there's a problem. Their mother is still alive. In Italian families, you don't kill family while the mother lives. It's the ultimate sin. So Michael waits. He attends his mother's birthday party. Fredo is there. They're civil, but the tension is thick. Mama Corleone is old, frail, and she can see something is wrong with her sons. She tries to bring them together. But Michael is cold, empty. Then Mama dies. The one thing protecting Fredo is gone. Michael takes Fredo out on the lake to go fishing. It's just like when they were kids. Fredo is praying the Hail Mary, fishing rod in hand, trusting his brother. On the shore, Michael sits with his back turned. He can't watch. We hear a gunshot. Fredo slumps in the boat. Michael's face shows nothing. No emotion, no grief, just emptiness. He killed his own brother, the brother who used to protect him when they were kids, the brother who was just weak, just stupid, not evil. Michael had him executed. Tom Hagen is horrified. Connie is disgusted. But Michael justifies it. Fredo betrayed the family. Fredo had to die. But you can see it in Michael's eyes. He's dead inside. Killing Fredo killed whatever was left of his humanity. The years between Part 2 and Part 3 are mostly a mystery, but we know they weren't kind to Michael. The empire continued, the violence continued, but something inside him changed. Maybe it was age. Maybe it was the weight of killing Fredo. Maybe it was the realization that Kay was right about everything. Whatever it was, Michael started trying to go legitimate. Not because he found morality again, but because he was tired. Tired of the violence, tired of the paranoia, tired of sleeping with one eye open. He wanted out. But the problem with the mafia is that there's no retirement plan. You're in until you're dead. Let's fast forward to The Godfather Part 3, which takes place in 1979. Michael is in his 60s now. He's gotten everything he wanted. He's powerful, he's rich, and he's finally going legitimate. He's making deals with the Vatican, buying into international corporations, leaving the criminal world behind. But he's haunted. He's diabetic, his health is failing, and he's alone. Kay left him years ago. His children barely know him. He's estranged from most of the family. The church is giving him an award for his charitable work. Everyone is pretending he's respectable now, but Michael knows the truth. He can't escape what he's done. There's this moment early in Part 3 where Michael is receiving some church award and he nearly collapses. His body is failing him. The doctor tells him he needs to slow down, take his medication, reduce stress. But Michael can't slow down, because the moment he stops moving, the moment he shows weakness, his enemies will strike. That's the curse of power. You can never rest. You can never let your guard down. Even when your body is breaking down, you have to keep going. And Michael has been going for 40 years straight. During the ceremony, Michael breaks down. He goes to confession with a cardinal. He admits everything, all the murders, all the lies, and then he says it. He confesses that he killed his brother. He says, "I killed my mother's son. I killed my father's son." He's sobbing, asking for forgiveness, but he knows he doesn't deserve it. This is the first time we see Michael truly vulnerable, truly broken by what he's become. It's devastating to watch because you realize he's carried this guilt for 20 years. The power, the empire, the respect, none of it was worth it. And he knows it. Meanwhile, Vincent Mancini shows up. He's Sonny's illegitimate son, Michael's nephew. Vincent is young, hot-headed, violent, exactly like Sonny. He wants into the family business. He wants to be a made man. Michael sees himself in Vincent, the smart one who could have stayed out but chose to come in. Michael tries to warn him. He tells Vincent to stay away, to live a legitimate life. But Vincent doesn't listen, just like Michael didn't listen to his father. Kay comes back into Michael's life. She wants Michael to let their son Anthony into the business. But Michael refuses. He says no, he'll never be like me. This is the one thing Michael got right. He protected his son from this life. Anthony becomes an opera singer instead of a gangster. It's funny, in a sad way. Michael's father Vito wanted him to be Senator Corleone, someone legitimate and respected. Michael wanted his son to be anything but a criminal, and Anthony actually achieves that. He's an artist, a singer, someone who creates beauty instead of destruction. But there's a distance between them. Anthony barely knows his father. They have polite conversations, but no real connection. Michael saved his son from the life, but lost him in the process. Meanwhile, Michael's daughter Mary is different. Mary works for Michael's foundation. She loves her father, wants to be close to him, wants to be part of his world. She sees the good in him that nobody else can see anymore. To everyone else, Michael is a monster, a killer, a tyrant. But to Mary, he's just dad. She's the only one who looks at him with love instead of fear or disgust. And she falls in love with Vincent, her cousin. Michael is horrified. He forbids the relationship. Not just because they're cousins, but because Vincent is entering the life. Vincent is becoming a made man, a killer, a gangster. And Michael knows that world destroys everything it touches. He doesn't want Mary anywhere near it. But Mary is stubborn. She's a Corleone. She inherited that stubborn loyalty from her father. She does what she wants. And that loyalty, that love for her father and her family, is going to get her killed. Michael's legitimate business deal with the Vatican turns out to be corrupt. There are killers in the church, criminals in the highest levels of power. Michael realizes he can never truly get out. The life follows him everywhere. There are multiple attempts on his life. People he trusted betray him. And finally, Michael makes a decision. He names Vincent the new Don Corleone. He tells Vincent to break up with Mary, to never see her again. And Michael retires. He's finally out. After 40 years, he's free. This all leads us to the opera scene. The family attends Anthony's opera debut in Sicily. Michael is there. Kay is there. Mary is there. Vincent is there. It should be a beautiful moment, a family reunion. But Michael knows there's danger. Vincent has taken over the family, which means Michael's enemies will try to strike. Security is everywhere. Michael is tense. He knows something is coming. After the opera, they walk down the steps of the theater. An assassin is waiting on the steps, hiding in the crowd. He aims his gun at Michael. But Mary sees something, reaches for her father. The assassin fires. The bullet meant for Michael hits Mary in the chest. She falls. Michael catches her. Blood is everywhere. She's dying in his arms. He's screaming, but no sound comes out. It's a silent scream, and it's the most devastating moment in the entire trilogy. After everything, after all the power, after all the violence, after all the control, after all the sacrifices made in the name of family, the one truly innocent person in his life, his daughter, dies because of him. She wasn't in the life. She wasn't a criminal. She was just a girl who loved her father, and that love killed her. I'm not gonna lie, this scene destroyed me. Michael spent his entire life justifying his choices by saying it was all for family. But in the end, being Michael Corleone's daughter was a death sentence. Finally, we get to the last scene of Michael Corleone's life. He's old now, ancient, alone in Sicily. He sits in a chair outside an old Italian villa. The sun is setting. His dog is near him. But there's no family, no wife, no children, just an old man and his memories. He thinks about the women he loved. He remembers Apollonia, young and beautiful, dancing in Sicily. He remembers Kay, the way she looked at him before she knew what he was. And he remembers Mary, his daughter, bleeding on those opera steps. His face is weathered, haunted, empty. Then he falls from the chair. He dies alone, in the dirt, with nobody around him. No family at his bedside, no one to mourn him, just silence. The most powerful crime boss in America dies like a forgotten old man. He came back to Sicily, where it all started. Back to where he killed Soloso and McCluskey. Back to where Apollonia died. But this time, he has nothing. No empire, no family, no love, just death. And what does he leave behind? An empty organization, a broken family, a dead daughter. The legacy of crime is just ashes. So that brings us to the question, what was Michael Corleone's true purpose, and what makes him cinema's most tragic character? For one, it's clear that Michael never wanted this life. He was forced into it to protect his father, but once he was in, he couldn't get out. The life consumed him. Every decision he made, every person he killed, every lie he told, it was all justified in the name of family. But here's the tragic irony. All those choices made for family ended up destroying his family. He lost Apollonia to a car bomb. He lost Kay to lies and violence. He lost his children to fear and control. He killed Fredo, his own brother. And finally, he lost Mary, the innocent one, the one person who loved him unconditionally. Michael started as a war hero with a clear moral compass. He believed in honor, in doing the right thing. When we first meet him, he's wearing his Marine uniform at that wedding. He's proud of his service. He fought for his country, killed enemy soldiers, and came back a decorated veteran. That was acceptable violence to him, violence for a righteous cause, violence with rules and honor. But the violence of the mafia is different. It's personal. It's about money and power and respect. There's no honor code, no rules of engagement. You kill whoever threatens you, even if it's your own brother. And once Michael entered that world, once he pulled the trigger in that restaurant, he couldn't go back to being the honorable soldier. The soldier who fights for his country can come home and be proud. The soldier who fights for the mafia dies alone and haunted. He told himself he was protecting the family, that he was making them legitimate, that all the violence was temporary. Just one more hit, one more betrayal, one more lie, then we'll be clean. But it never ended. The violence kept coming. The enemies kept multiplying. And Michael kept making the same choice. Power over love, control over trust, fear over faith. Every time someone betrayed him, he got colder. Every time someone tried to kill him, he got more paranoid. Every time someone questioned him, he got more controlling. Until there was nothing left of the college boy who sat at that wedding table saying, "That's not me," because it became him, completely and totally. I think Michael's story shows us something devastating about the nature of crime and corruption. You can't dabble in evil for good reasons. You can't compromise your soul to protect your family and expect to keep that family intact. The life demands everything. It takes your humanity, your relationships, your peace. Michael thought he was smart enough, strong enough to manage it. He thought he could be different from the other mobsters, more strategic, more controlled. But in the end, he became worse than all of them because he had something to lose, and he lost it all anyway. The foreshadowing in The Godfather is insane when you really think about it. In part 1, Kay asks Michael if the rumors are true. Is it true? Did you kill Carlo? And Michael lies. No. That moment pays off in part 2 when Kay has the abortion. She couldn't bring a child into a world built on lies. The door closing on Kay at the end of part 1 symbolizes her being shut out of his world. By part 3, she's completely gone, only showing up to ask favors, not out of love. The baptism scene in part 1 shows Michael renouncing Satan while embracing evil. By part 3, he's confessing to a cardinal that he became Satan. Every choice, every moment, it all leads to that chair in Sicily where he dies alone. Compare Michael to his father Vito. This comparison is important because the films want us to see the difference between the two men. Vito built the empire from nothing. He came to America as a child, orphaned, alone, unable to speak English. He worked hard, made connections, and slowly built a criminal organization. He was ruthless, sure. He killed people, ran illegal businesses, corrupted politicians. But Vito had limits. He refused to get into drugs because he thought it was dirty business. He kept his violence away from his family. He never let his children see the blood. And most importantly, Vito kept his family together. His children loved him. His wife respected him. He died peacefully in a garden, playing with his grandson, with a tomato in his hand and a smile on his face. Vito's dream was for Michael to be legitimate, to be Senator Corleone, to be everything Vito couldn't be. He wanted Michael to have clean hands, to be respected by society, to never have to look over his shoulder. But Michael's pursuit of that legitimacy destroyed everything Vito built. The family is scattered. Sonny is dead. Fredo is dead. Connie is bitter and hardened. The children are traumatized. Tom Hagen barely speaks to him. The empire is hollow, just shell companies and corruption. Michael achieved his father's dream of going legitimate on paper, but lost his father's real legacy, which was family. Vito would have been horrified by what Michael became. Not because of the violence, Vito understood violence, but because Michael sacrificed the family to protect the family. That's the contradiction Vito never would have accepted. The real tragedy is the irony at the heart of Michael's life. The pursuit of power always costs you the things you use to justify getting that power in the first place. Michael wanted power to protect his family, but getting that power required him to destroy his family. He pushed away his wife. He killed his brother. He controlled his children so much they feared him, and his daughter died because of his enemies. In the end, what did Michael have? Money, empty buildings, distant relatives who hated him. He had everything and nothing at the same time. The legacy of crime isn't wealth or power. It's loneliness, regret, and death. Do you think Michael could have walked away at any point? Was there a moment where he could have saved himself? Leave a comment below on what you think. Perhaps Michael's purpose was to show us what happens when we compromise our values for family, only to lose that family in the process. The moment he volunteered to kill Salozzo, the moment he said he would get his hands dirty to protect Vito, that was the moment he sealed his fate. Some people say he could have refused. He could have let Sonny or Tom handle it. But I don't think that's true. Michael is who he is. Smart, loyal, and willing to do whatever it takes. Those same qualities that made him a war hero made him a perfect Don. but they also made him a tragic figure, doomed to lose everything in pursuit of protecting it. Please leave a like while you're down there, and check out my recent videos here. To those of you who aren't subscribed around here, please subscribe for a lot more content like this. Thanks for watching.